It is Ted time. This is not a drill, it's happening. Ted Hill is in a matchday squad for England once again. Bring it on. You could say, and I'm Tim, this is Egg Chasers, thank you very much for watching, but you could say, welcome to my TED Talk, Ted Hill Talk. Can you tell I'm quite excited about this one? I think like a lot of England fans, I wondered whether this opportunity might never actually happen again for Ted Hill. He seemed to be so close, but never quite making the cut. And here he is, he's been presented with an opportunity. And yeah, let's talk about England's answer to Superman. Your thoughts in the comments down below. Please give the video a thumbs up as well. And look, yeah, I mean, he wears glasses off the field, which makes him a little bit of a Clark Kent type character. Not my words, the words of England captain Maro Itoje, who likened Ted Hill to Superman. He said, and I'm quoting here, Maro Itoje said, "Ted Hill is a supreme athlete. He looks like Clark Kent and Superman with his glasses. He's a man carved out of Greek stone. I'm very happy to get an opportunity to play with him." Yeah, all fair comments. Ted Hill is a proper specimen, an absolute unit. 6'5", like as Maro Itoje says, carved out of granite. He looks like he could be he's got the body of like a Marvel superhero, and he can whack people. Which, to be fair, is exactly what you get out of George Martin. And before I go any further talking about Ted Hill and my excitement for him and his opportunity, I am gutted that George Martin is not involved. I love George Martin. He's gone around the Six Nations so far, and especially in that game against France, he just went around melting Frenchmen. He can whack people. And even as a 22-year-old, as he was in this World Cup semi-final, he was absolutely outstanding and stood toe-to-toe with South Africans that had 10 years on him. And he was a young man, but he looked every bit the top-class international player, and he's very important in that role for England. And other players have got to fulfil that role that George Martin does so well for England. All that said, and without George Martin, very, very happy for Ted Hill to get an opportunity. And he hasn't had many. He's 25 years of age now. He first made his England debut. Eddie Jones picked him in 2018. That long ago. He played in a summer international against Japan when he was a teenager. This is him then, in 2018. Since then, well, he had to wait like 2.5, 3 years for his next opportunity to play for England in 2021. And he's had to wait another 3.5 years for his next cap for England. And he's involved in the match this weekend on the bench. And in that time, he's torn it up in the Premiership for Worcester. He had a meteoric rise. Everyone was talking about him as a superstar of the future. He has had some serious injuries. That's one of the contexts here. But since he's been back from a long-term injury with Bath, he has been absolutely immense. Defensively, huge. His work rate is off the charts. He's really, really good as an attacking force as well. Quite often finds himself popping up in wide channels and has got some wheels on him. He can finish. He scored lots and lots of tries in his time. And he's one of those players that, as well as doing the stuff that you know, massive tackles, great finishes, he does so much stuff because his engine is so big. He does so much work for the team, just making sure the ball is quick and just hitting ruck after ruck. So if he gets an opportunity, hopefully when he gets an opportunity for England, I'm sure we're going to see a bit of that energy from Ted Hill. And all he's needed is an opportunity, and he now has it. It's fair to say, though, that England are, well, without a specialist lock on the bench. That could be an issue. Maro Itoje is an 80-minute player. He's basically played 80 minutes for England for the last couple of years. I can't remember the last time he was replaced in a match. And Ollie Chessum, he's got a massive engine himself, although he is only just coming back from injury in the last, within the last month. So will he be able to last 80 minutes? And if not, what do England do? Will Ted Hill be the guy that comes in and fills in at lock? He's done that before in club colours and within games, and he's a decent line-out forward. I'm sure he can do that. Equally, Chandler Cunningham-South has packed down at second row, and he's on the bench as well for England. So England have two predominantly blindside flankers on the bench who can also operate elsewhere. So does that leave England exposed? If there's an injury to Ollie Chessum or Maro Itoje, absolutely England could potentially be exposed. That said, Alex Coles is only just back from injury, so he's not fully fit. England do have a bit of a lack of depth at lock. They have no lack of depth in back row, and that is why Ted Hill has had to wait so long for an opportunity. There's been lots and lots of people that have kind of talked about Ted Hill and complained about the lack of opportunities that he's been given in England colours. I don't actually have a problem with the fact that he's had to wait until now to play. I mean, I would have liked him to have played, but equally, it's really easy to say this player should be playing, this player should be playing, but one thing people quite often don't do when they say that is point out the player that they would drop to get them in. And I think you only have to look at the last few months. The people that really wanted Ted Hill in, do you know the person they said that they wanted to drop as a result? Through November, this was said by many an England fan, loads of comments in my videos. I remember them and I've seen them. So many England fans saying, get Ted Hill in and, to accommodate him, ditch Tom Curry. Now, Tom Curry has answered any critics emphatically, in my opinion, comfortably England's best player. I would say the best player in the Six Nations so far over the first 2 rounds. We'll see if he can sustain that. Tom Curry is starting and Ted Hill is waiting in the wings to have an opportunity. I actually think, for what it's worth, the battle for Ted Hill for a spot in the matchday 23, I wouldn't put him above George Martin, whatever happens in this game against Scotland, because George Martin is a specialist lock. We'll never know what Steve Borthwick would have done if Alex Coles was fully fit. I suspect maybe he would have gone on the bench and Ted Hill still would have been left out of the squad. So I think the opportunity for Ted Hill and the battle that he's got to break into the England matchday 23 is against Chandler Cunningham South, who's had a brilliant start to his international career. Interestingly, Chandler Cunningham South playing for Harlequins is quite often left out. He's been on the bench or not involved in quite a few big games this season for Harlequins, with other guys preferred. Ted Hill, whenever he's fit, he's one of the first names on the Bath team sheet, and deservedly so with his performances. So I actually think the two guys that are on the England bench, both covering similar positions, second row, back row, Ted Hill and Chandler Cunningham South, both young guys. Chandler Cunningham South's got a few years on Ted Hill, a few years younger. He's 21. Ted Hill's 25 now. But I think those two are the ones that are locking horns. Teammates, both on the bench. Who does Steve Borthwick turn to when he needs to make a change? Last game, he didn't bring Chandler Cunningham South on against France. What is he going to do? How many minutes is he going to give to each player and in which position? I'm very, very interested to watch that one. I'd be interested to know if you agree that that's where the England pecking order is in the back row. But all you need sometimes is an opportunity. And Ted Hill has got that opportunity. He's had to wait for it, but he's got it now, and I can't wait to see how he goes. Looking forward to the match. I'm about to, in fact, what's the time now? Yeah, I'm about to head out of the door and head down to London. I'll be at Twickenham tomorrow. I'll be bringing you videos on the channel all day, so hit subscribe so you don't miss any of them. Please give the video a thumbs up and tell me what you reckon as well. Are you as excited as I am for TED time? I'll see you on the next one.